Hi everyone. I welcome you all for Sociology Paper-1 2024 paper analysis. First of all, I will give you the general analysis or general view of this paper. This is a good quality paper. Why it is a good quality paper? Because it has a mix of conceptual static questions as well as it has dynamic questions. So it is a perfect blend of both. Secondly, it has good amount of questions from PYQ themes. Thus, practicing PYQ repeated themes is extremely beneficial in this paper. Thirdly, not a lopsided paper and have questions from almost every portion. It is unlike papers in the past where too many questions came from only one unit. It has diverse questions and question comes from various units. Thus, it will fetch good result if you have covered themes in a way that you are not overdoing one chapter and neglecting other. If you have covered all the units in a symmetrical manner, then it will surely benefit you. So let's start the analysis of paper. I will be discussing the questions which are dynamic and contemporary and challenging in detail, and the questions which are repeated, basic, will be just skipped. The first question was discuss the nature of sociology, highlight its relationship with social anthropology. It was expected that there will be one question from comparison of sociology with different subject. Just a bit of change in language and little bit change that it has gone a bit deeper. It is not asking about whole anthropology, but social anthropology. You have to just talk about nature of sociology's observation, experimentation, social relationship, studies both micro and macro analysis, and then you will talk in differences, the scope. So whereas sociology focuses on modern and industrial societies, and anthropology is more concerned about traditional, small scale, tribal societies. You will also talk about methods. So sociology has both qualitative and quantitative methods. Anthropology mostly uses qualitative method. Essentially, it has to be qualitative. And anthropology is delving deep into socio-cultural aspects. All this you need to write. So this is a question where you can write comprehensively if you have revised the comparison part. And it was expected that one question will come. The second question I had written even in the group that this you need to revise because changing nature of caste as a status group or changing nature of caste in a whole was expected theme. So I had put this even in the group, and this was a very basic question. You can write so many points in this. So let's go to the third question. This is a good question. Marriage as an institution has undergone a radical transformation from ritual to commercial in its outlook. Explain the factors behind this change. Now let's talk about why this question was asked. Why this question? Suddenly this question has popped up. This has been motivated from various things, like the big marriage of Ambani family, which was in coverage for whole time. Also, the rise in big fat weddings in the recent time. This has inspired UPSC to ask this question. It is a very, very good question. You will explore various dimensions like big fat weddings, media glorification of big weddings like the wedding in Ambani family, wedding industry, how it has boomed, how Western wedding trends like bridal showers, destination weddings, everything has increased, how it has become a status symbol, how social media is playing a role in it. Okay, so all of these you need to discuss. Okay, and you can also, while you will be discussing the factors, you can talk about all the factors like globalization, Western influence, social media. You can also utilize here a very good term which I had explained, liquid modernity, because marriage has becomes more transactional, not something which was ritualistic, which was something permanent, an aspect of liquid modernity. This concept can be also utilized in this question. A very, very good question. The next question is democracy needs a vibrant culture of civil society in order to strengthen its foundation of citizenship comment. First of all, to answer this question, you need to understand the dimensions of citizenship, which was given by T.H. Marshall. He had talked that there are various dimensions of the citizenship, like political rights, civil rights, social rights. So now you need to showcase with examples how civil society is helping to secure civil rights, political rights, social rights. There are various examples and various contours which you need to explore in this question. Okay. So this is the basic demand. If you do not know the dimensions of citizenship, then you will not be able to solve these questions. Uh, the next question is again a question from static part, and this is not a bouncer. The question is, what are the basic and irreducible functions of the family as proposed by Talcott Parsons? So basically, he had talked about two things. One was socialization of children, that is shaping norms, values, and roles. This you need to explain first. Secondly, stabilization of adult personalities. How it happens? Due to emotional support and stability, which is provided by family. This you need to discuss. This was the irreplaceable role which was given by Parsons. Then you can give an antithesis. Antithesis, that is the criticism part. You can give feminist perspective. You can give other thinker. You can quote other thinkers like Marxist thinkers. About the marriage and family. Okay, there are very Ocle, Sylvia Walby, everyone can be quoted here to just give an antithesis. Then your answer will become complete. The next question is very second question, A part is a very, very easy question. Sociology is the product of European Enlightenment and Renaissance. Critically examine this statement. I had covered this in PYQ analysis. PYQ repeated themes lecture. If you are not watching, you are going behind fancy books and all. It will hamper your preparation. I will give the bottom line in the later part of this video. But you yourself, if you are watching PYQ videos posted by me, I have only posted 15, 16 videos. You can find a number of questions coming from them. Because I have done analysis, I know in which unit, which questions are important, which are coming. And all around 40% of the questions which has come in Sociology Paper 1 was given by me in the daily answer writing. So this is the massive impact which can be made if you have a mentor who has a real experience, real-time experience of giving mains and clearing it again and again. Okay. The next question is very simple. This whole second question should have been chosen. It is the simplest question in whole paper. The second question is, do you think objectivity is an overhyped idea in sociological research? Discuss the merits and demerits of non-positive methods. So it is the project of non-positivist only. You will discuss how objectivity is an overhyped idea, and you will give all the non-positivist thinkers ideas. Okay, and then you will discuss the merits and demerits of non-positive methods as a whole. You have a lot to write here. The C part is what is social mobility. You will define it. Critical examine the classification of closed and open models of social stratification. Here you have to do critical analysis of closed system as well as open model. No? So closed system like caste system. Okay. The criticism is lack of equality, reinforces social division. It hinders potential. Everything you will be writing here. In open society, there is a very beautiful concept which I has written even in Sociology Academy, myth of meritocracy given by Marxist. This is a very big and beautiful criticism of open model of social stratification. So you will be writing about it, and persistent inequality, even in open society, the gender stratification, the racial stratification, we will talk about all of these. So it is a fairly simple question. For 10 marks, you have very, very good content to write and secure very good marks in this question. Okay. Now we will see the next question. Third question, part A. How do you view and assess the increasing trend of digital ethnography and use of visual culture in sociological research? This is a tough question, and this question can be only written if you can think in a broader perspective. This is not a question which is covered in usually in books. It is a tough question. Okay, I would have not written this question, but if you have written, then it is simply the use of digital technology and digital sphere in ethnographic research. Okay, so it basically involves photos, use of photos, images, paintings as data. Okay, photos, images, painting as data. Analysis of symbolic interactions that happen in digital media. Analysis of films and documentary, that is content analysis of media. Okay, symbolic representation in art and culture. All of this is part of digital ethnography, which you need to write. There will be lack of content to address this question because it is a difficult one. The next question is very, very simple, and I have recently covered it in just 4.5 minutes. Describe the main idea of Max Weber's book, The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, as a critic of Marxism. Critic you have to do. So you will be writing the answer as a critique to the Marxian concept. Marxian concept was simply that it is a construct of capitalist, and this is an opium of masses. It is a spiritual gain where your desires, your merits, your potential is kept on altar of rituals. Okay, and here Max Weber is showcasing how religion is leading to a positive social change. Okay, so this contrast you have to showcase. Okay. A very good question. The next question is critically explain the salient features of alienation as propounded by Karl Marx. Came again and again and again. Every time it is coming. Every time this is coming. This was covered in PYQ, repeated themes. Uh, Please do follow it. If you will follow this PYQ repeated themes, all lectures I'm covering, I have dearth of time, so I'm covering one video in a week and all. I will try to increase the frequency also. This alone PYQ repeated themes can secure out of 500, 250 to 300 marks. Questions will come from here, and you can score 65% here. And this will boost your marks and help you to score 270 plus. Okay. The next question is, what do you understand by mixed method? Discuss its strength and limitation in social research. It's again a question which is a repeated one. It is basically the methods in which we are combining qualitative and quantitative method. You must have heard the name of Norman K. Denzin and triangulation. You need to discuss that, and then its merit and demerits. Okay. This is a question again got repeated, just change in language. So it is a fairly simple question. The next question is again repeated gig economy. I had covered in Sociology Academy also. I had talked about gig economy will be coming in the paper. First is define the concept of gig economy. That is labor market characterized by short-term contracts, freelance work. It is gig economy. And now you have to discuss its impact on labor market first and then workers' social security net. So labor market, it has led to flexibility, precarious employment. Again, you can use liquid modernity. When I was teaching liquid modernity, I had specifically talked about precarious employment and gig economy. You can connect it here and get extra 1.5 marks. This is the importance of the lectures which I am taking. And do not hover here and there and watch too much content. The content which is in place, utilize it to its fullest. And the result of whatever content I have posted in YouTube is in front of you. I do not need to do advertisement and all. Okay. Okay. So you can use the liquid modernity concept as well. Employer-employee relationship, how it has changed. You can use Marxist concept also. Use Marx here. Uh, and then how it has impacted the wages. You can talk about everything. On social security net, it has a negative impact. It has no positive impact on it. When you are talking about the negative impact, you will also talk about what needs to be done and how it is addressed in the new labor codes. Okay, because we are writing the paper of civil services. So we need to write schemes and all and way forwards even in sociology paper. The next question is critically assess the impact of technological advancement and automation on the nature of work and employment. How it is leading to flexibility. Okay, how it is changing the nature of work. You can also talk about the Marxian concept, reserve army of labor, how it is leading to slowdown, job losses. You can also bring AI here. Okay, in terms of functionalist, you can talk about how it is leading to more efficiency, more production, boosting economy. Everything you can talk about both the positive angle and both the negative angle. Okay. So this is again a fairly simple question, and it is only of 10 marks. So again, you can utilize all the aspects. Okay. The next question is describe various characteristics of social effect. How is rate of suicide a social effect according to Durkheim? Very basic question, and this should have been answered if you have covered at least think as well. Next question is also straightforward. This whole part is straightforward, barring one question. The next question is about explain G.H. Med's idea of developmental self through the generalized other. Very, very simple question, basic question. This is option C is describe the differing principles of work on organization in feudal and capitalist society. Again, basic question. These are a very, very basic question and repeated themes of PYQ. Do solve PYQs. And this is what I, when students ask me, sir, I want a different question. I said, if you do PYQ repeated themes in daily answer writing, when you will be writing mails, you will be thanking me. Now they are thanking me in the inbox. Okay. So you also need to keep this in mind. Don't hover around different institutes. Do the basics right. You will score very good marks. Okay. The next is how is power different from authority? Discuss various types of authorities as theorized by Max Weber. Repeated PYQ again. Lagatar 4 questions. Consecutive 4 questions are repeated from repeated PYQ themes. Next question is good question. Critically examine the role of science and technology in social change. And what is your opinion on the increasing trend in online education as teaching? So you will be talking about all the aspects of technology and social change. Various aspects on family, on work, on education, on politics. Every dimension you will be touching on gender. Every dimension you will be touching. Then on the opinion on increasing trend in online education, you can first talk about the positive things and the functionalist perspective, how it is helping to reach even the far-flung areas and how it has led to like democratization of education. All this you can discuss and how it played a decisive role in the critical circumstances like COVID-19 pandemic, all of this. But there are massively negative angles as well. Okay, so like how it is due to digital divide, it is further reinforcing the gender divide. Okay, and you can quote the UDISC report, how there is a lack of computers in government schools. So again, there will be a division between private and government school. Then all after talking all of this, you can utilize the commodification of education as well. Like there is a fallout, like a big players has made it a capitalist model, online education, and they are trying to control everything without quoting any name. Don't quote any name here. It can be controversial. So you can quote even commodification of education angle here, and then you can talk about what could be done in the government initiative. In such question, government initiative is something which will give you half marks extra at least. Next questions, question 6a, I had covered role of social media in contemporary social movements and describe its challenges. The challenges aspect was addressed so well in that video. That video, if you would have not neglected, it would have led to at least you would have scored more 3 marks at least than any other student who would not have watched this video. Everything has been and the challenges aspect, the trend aspect, the positive aspect is covered in numerous places, but challenges aspect, how I had covered that, would have led to at least 3 more marks than any other candidate. And 1 marks can also change the fate. I know it, and many other know it who have given multiple interviews, 3 interviews, 4 interviews. They know the importance of 1 and 2 marks. Okay. Everything which is advertised a lot and has numbers is not always good. You need to apply your mind, okay, before choosing any resource or any mentor. Have they done it? What is their experience? How many times they have cleared mains? All of these aspects need to be, and when they have cleared. If they have cleared 20 years ago, the pattern has changed drastically. The next question is, how does a multicultural society accommodate diversities of all kind? That is ethnic, linguistic, and religious. This is a hard question and a good question. So how multicultural society accommodate diversity? There are legal and constitutional measures. Take the example of India, how Article 29, Article 30, how they are accommodating all the lingual variations, how Schedule 5, Schedule 6 is accommodating ethnic diversity, Article 371. All you can talk about through politics, the politics of accommodation, inclusivity can be one factor. Cultural ethos like Sarvadharma Sambhava, Sarvmat Sambhava. Okay. Education, inclusive education. There are other aspects, cricket nationalism and Kargil nationalism, which was propounded by Ramachandra Guha. This you can write here. Okay, so various dimensions you can quote. Challenges, I had talked about ethnocentrism with respect to that cookie and the conflict, which cookie Meti conflict. I'd given a very good article, The Rise of Ethnocentrism. The first thing will be this, the challenges. The second will be the lingual tussles. Okay, us versus them ideology. Propounding and own language is fine, but making other languages inferior or imposing the language. This aspect you need to discuss with examples, and then communalism aspect. Amartya Sen can be quoted here. Okay, so all of these you need to quote. Discuss the concept of animism and differentiate it from naturism. Basically, it is the difference between the theory of Taylor, okay, and Mueller, Max Mueller. Okay. Again, I repeated PYQ. Question number 7. The A section, the question says, do modernization and secularization necessarily go together? Give your views. First of all, you need to discuss what is modernization, secularization, and then you can bring various aspects of Brian Wilson, Steve Bruce. They had talked about secularization aspects and how modernization impacts it. You can talk about Indian society. It has not necessarily led to secularization. How modern technologies like digital media, e-darshan, social media chats, groups, how they are further increasing religiosity, how the cults, sects, and governments are making this as a commodity and serving people through the digital technology and through other modern aspects, and the modernity, which has shaken the social roots and social structure, has further led to alienation. Okay, and when you are alienated, where you will go? You will go in front of religion, sects, cults, basically more to sects and cults. So you can talk about all these aspects. Okay, very good question, and you have a lot to write in this. The next question is, how do you understand the phenomena of the mushrooming of sects and cults in contemporary society? I had discussed in great length this thing, and if you would have read that sociology current revision module, or that small article had 6-7 very good dimensions, it would have led you to score 12 marks in out of 20. I addressed this in great length. This was an expected question. The next question is important and difficult. 7C, that is, discuss the dimensions of power in the construction and maintenance of social hierarchies in a society. So what are the various dimensions of power? First, you need to understand it. That is political power. Okay. Here you can talk about all the caste politics. Okay. The second dimension is economic power. Okay. Here you can bring Marx. Cultural power. You can talk about Brahmanism, norms, values. Okay. Symbolic power, educational. Here you can bring Pierre Bourdieu. Ideological, Western thoughts. Then explore all the dimensions and how they lead to construction and maintenance of social hierarchy in society. So you need to explore. First, you need to understand what are the dimensions of power, and then you need to connect it to the how it leads to construction of hierarchy and how it leads to maintenance of social hierarchy in society by quoting examples and utilizing thinkers. Okay. The last question, very, very good question. Very, very good question. This is, modern families have not just become nuclear and neolocal, but also filiocentric. How do you explain this trend? Remember the term which I had discussed many times, helicopter parenting. Here, this can give you at least 1 marks, in this question. What does it say? Neolocal means ki couples establish their own household after marriage. They are not residing in the husband's place or the wife's place. Okay. This is neolocal. Okay. Now you can talk about what it is saying is that it also become filiocentric. That is child-centric. So all the factors you can talk about, the economic factor, the factor that there is a decrease in the interference of extended families. When there were extended families, then what used to happen is the child was not at the center. There were many other kins which were existing. Okay. Economic factors. What are the economic factors? There is a rise in globalization, and the rising need of certain skill sets to get employment. So that is also leading to having child socialization as a central idea. The third is again the role played by the social media. Okay, so the child's achievement has become a status symbol. This will also come. Then the changing gendered roles. Before it was that only female has a responsibility of child rearing, okay, or child socialization. Now both are playing a role. When both will play a role, then naturally it will become something more centralized. Here you can use helicopter parenting. Okay, what was helicopter parenting? Just pause this video and think. Okay, helicopter parenting is that you are monitoring every aspect of child, and that is what this is the central aspect of family becoming filiocentric. This is the central aspect of it. So if you use here helicopter parenting, you will get 1 or 2 marks extra. That for sure. Okay, so you will discuss all these dimensions. Also, you can discuss about how the decreasing rate of fertility is leading to less family size, and when there will be less family size, supposingly, if there are 10 children in family, then can there be very close monitoring or socialization of child, or minute aspects of child can need to be regulated? No. You can talk about the increasing trend of play schools and whatnot. There are lots of app to train child to become certain to take certain roles when they grow up to become cricketer. What type of socialization needs to be done. All of these trends are going on. You need to discuss all of these and how social media is again playing a decisive role. You can discuss this. The next question is discuss various theories of social change. Explain the limitations of unilinear theory of social change. Repeated question, very easy question and has come in last 10 years at least 6 or 7 times. The next question is also repeated one. Critically examine the world system theory of Emmanuel Wallerstein in terms of development and dependency of various nations. Again, a repeated question. These all have been covered in Sociology Daily Answer Writing initiative, which I started 2 3 months ago, and this led to a massive difference in students who are writing mains and has written all the answers and were not going behind the institute made questions which are not focusing on the demand of UPSC. They make their own questions, but always remember the bottom line is the basic concepts plays a decisive role. Do not follow too many resources. Do not follow bulky resources. Focus on clarity of concepts. If you are not able to understand, Google it, watch videos, use ChatGPT, whatever you can do. Do not just move to different things until you have understood it. Okay. Second, have revision cycles. Third, do not miss PYQ repeated themes and get it evaluated if it is possible. Okay. Fourth is stay away from any institute, no matter how big they are. The bigness of institute doesn't matter. If they are not following the trends of UPSC, they are making their own style of questions, and it is far from the reality of UPSC. Do not ruin your career. Okay. Do not be a herd in shape. Okay. So this is another bottom line. And the fourth important bottom line is that whatever is happening at a broader level is important, and not doing sociological analysis of every micro things. The questions that have come are my macro aspects, and I had covered many of them in Sociology Academy, because I know that if something is happening at a big scale, that will inspire UPSC to frame a question. Something micro happening. So following those monthly magazines for sociology, will you be able to revise it? Will you able to understand it? Will you able to manage all Sociology Paper-1 Paper-2 test series, PYQ, those monthly magazines for optional? And then you have to do all the 4 GS essays, prelims you have to qualify. So be very mindful. Do not just waste your time by hovering here and there. So this is the bottom line. Clarity is key and less is more. Thank you very much. Take care. Best wishes.